We're a nonpartisan group, and we're based out of North Platte, Nebraska. I am Mike Groney, chairman of the WNTA, and I will function today as a debate moderator. Before we get started, we need to explain the rules of behavior we would hope the audience will follow. Cell phones, of course. First, no disruptive noise of any kind. Please hold your applause until the candidate's closing comments. No signs, I don't see any, will be allowed. The less disruptions, the more time the candidates will have to define their position, and those that are undecided will have a better knowledge of those candidates. We probably have more questions than we have time, so please help us use our time wisely. Ken Regis of KRVN Radio, Lexington, has agreed to be the question presenter. Bob Peterson and Ed Reeker from North Platte have volunteered to be the timers. And a special, very special thanks needs to be given to David Burney, general manager and owner of Broken Bow's own KCBI, KBB, and radio stations. David has helped in organizing audio needs and radio coverage of the debate, along with Ken Regis of KRVN. They both have assisted our other radio stations and news outlets who have expressed interest in broadcasting the debate. Without David and Ken's assistance, coverage of this debate would be limited. We again thank both of these individuals. I will shortly introduce the debate participants using the bios written by the individual candidates. But first, so everybody knows the format of the debate, the debate will be a full hour long. After the introductions, the timer will start. The debate will be a full hour, followed by added time for closing comments by the candidates. And they'll have 3 minutes on their closing comments. The questions will be asked alternately, and who goes first for introductions, questions, closing comments have been decided by lot. We drew straws. The questions have been prepared by the WNTA, which is us. Questions also have been solicited from other independent organizations. Candidates will be told from where questions have originated. Questions will be only read once for time consideration. We have given each of the candidates a list of the questions, and they've just got them when they sat down. And we've done that so we don't waste time rereading the questions, so that they have it in front of them. They will be given, there's two types of questions. There will be questions where they get up to 2 minutes to answer them, and that's what the timers are for. And then there's also going to be intermittent questions where just a yes-no answer is all that's needed. We would hope that most of the answers take less than 2 minutes. The other type of questions, as I said, were the yes-no questions. I think we'll get started. We'll start the clock, and we hope to learn who our best candidate for the Congressional 3rd District is by the end of the debate. Thank you, folks. Oh, I got to do the bios. All right. By lot, Adrian will go first. These have been written by the candidates. I'm just reading them. A lifelong Republican and committed conservative, Adrian Smith has brought Nebraska values to Congress since 3rd District voters overwhelmingly elected him in 2006 and again in 2008. Adrian is a native of Gering, and his family has called Nebraska home for 6 generations. Throughout his service, Adrian has earned a reputation as a champion of conservative values and ideals, consistently voting against tax increases, protecting the rights of gun owners, and maintaining a strong pro-life voting record. Adrian Smith has earned praise for his leadership, hard work, and dedication to Nebraska's common sense. In addition to consistently being ranked as one of the most conservative members of Congress, Adrian has stood up to repeated pressure and proudly opposes every misguided stimulus bill. As a top-ranking Republican on the House Technology and Innovation Committee, Adrian played an integral role in protecting our nation's cyber infrastructure while working to protect privacy. As a member of the House Agriculture Committee and House Natural Resource Committee, he has fought to protect local farmers and ranchers from onerous government regulations which threaten to take away their land and their livelihood. Adrian has earned awards from the National Farmers Union, Nebraska Farm Bureau, as well as American Conservative Union, and U.S. English, National Write Your Congressman for outstanding constituent communications, the NFIB as a guardian of small business, among others, among the many organizations which have endorsed Adrian are the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, National Rifle Association, National Right to Life for his 100% pro-life record, and the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Rebekah Davis is a native of Alliance, Nebraska, and a hospital chaplain. She is the Democratic candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives in Nebraska's 3rd Congressional District. Rebekah's campaign has national significance as she seeks to represent a state, not just a party. Rebekah is a different type of candidate. She does not accept special interest money. A graduate of Indiana University and Yale Divinity School, Rebekah has conducted research in over 60 countries and exercises depth and intellect when discussing local and international affairs. Rebekah is a strong advocate for informing and educating citizens in order for intelligent policy decisions to be based upon facts, not fear. I have to get a drink of water. Dan Hill. Mr. Hill grew up on a farm in Michigan and attended Michigan State University on an Army ROTC scholarship. He majored in physiology, and graduated in 1987 as a top military graduate. He married in 1989 and adopted his oldest daughter soon after. In 1990, his second daughter, Amanda, was born in Nuremberg, Germany. He served with distinction as an AH-64 Apache attack helicopter platoon leader during Desert Storm. He received the Bronze Star and 2 Air Medals, one for valor in combat. His unit received a Valorous Unit Citation. Mr. Hill earned a Master's in Business Administration in 1992 through Boston University's Overseas Program in Heidelberg, Germany. In 1993, Mr. Hill graduated from the Army Aviation Officer Advanced Course. Also in 1993, Mr. Hill began 15 years as a sole custody single parent when his wife left their family. He subsequently resigned from the Army as captain and moved to Minnesota to work for Cargill in their North Star Steel Division headquarters. In 1996, Mr. Hill authored his first book, History of America, 1492-1783, a practical guide to producing long-term measurable results in education. Also in 1996, Mr. Hill moved to Grand Island, Nebraska, where he worked as a certified financial planner for a small private firm. In 1999, he started Hill Investment Management. In 2000, he published his second book, Sensible Investing. In 2001, he joined the National Army National Guard. In 2004, he accepted a full-time active duty position with the National Guard as a training officer and instructor pilot. As part of Operation Jumpstart, he and most of his unit anchored the Aviation Task Force in Arizona, providing helicopter support to the Border Patrol. Mr. Hill served a total of 9 months there and played a pivotal role in establishing the task force, its procedures, and its aviator training program. In 2008, Mr. Hill married his longtime girlfriend, Dawn Shazarnik of Grand Island. On June 30th of this year, Mr. Hill resigned from his active duty position in the National Guard because Army officers cannot run for political office. He authored his third book, Vote for Dan, for his campaign. Mr. Hill has held the professional designation of Certified Financial Planner and Certified Manager. He is a Master Army Aviator, Instructor Pilot, and an Army Ranger. He is a member of the NRA, the VFW, the Army Aviation Association of America, and he has served on the board of directors of Big Brothers Big Sisters. His daughter, Nikki, is a registered nurse working in surgery in Grand Island, and his younger daughter, Amanda, attends the University of Nebraska. University of Nebraska on a Regent Scholarship. She is also majoring in nursing. Mr. Hill's brother owns a small business in Grand Island. His father retired from the seed corn business several years ago, and his parents live in Hastings. As we said, we drew who goes first on the questions by short straw, and